What's up, you guys? It's New Me. Hope everyone is having a great evening. I got on here because I wanted to definitely take you guys on the journey that I am going on, and I wanted to explain things as I go, just in case people are interested and they have questions about it. So if you follow me, you know that I recently posted a video and mentioned that I was about to start med school. So in that video, I also mentioned that I was going to be doing a program called Msap. And I wanted just to explain more what the program was about, just for those that are interested so they would know what it is. You can definitely Google these things and find out some information, but it's not a lot of information out there about the program, to be honest with you. You kind of get the information as, it's like an as-needed basis, in my opinion. I get information from my admissions counselor or the school, but there is not really much information out there except for students that have gone through the program. They may post things on forums and you can get a little bit of stuff. So, you know, hopefully more information will come about as more students do the program, but at this point there's not a lot of information. So I hope this is helpful to anyone that is, you know, on the same journey, thinking about going to St. George University, and if they were invited to do this program, you know, then they can get information from me because I'll be currently, you know, doing the program. But anyway, Msap stands for Medical School Assessment Program. The program is relatively new to St. George. I think it's been going for like the past 6 terms. And this is the 7th term that they've implemented it for. And they usually do it pre-matriculation, so it would be pre-August, because they have 2 admissions a year, so it's either August or January. And so you would take the Msap program prior to August admission, well, not admission, but August start or January start. Because I am going to the August class, I am taking the class for 5 weeks starting June. Now, this admissions program is only by invitation, and there's a criteria that you have to fall within to be invited, and it's really solely based on what your admission counselor reviews and goes over with you with your application, and then they tell you if you would be a candidate for that program. If you don't go into that program and you just don't matriculate straight into med school, then there is another program called the Charters Foundation program that you are, well, it's not invitation. It's like if you don't get invited to Msap and you don't matriculate in either of the start dates of med school, then you would have to do their foundations program before you even start medical school. So anyway, back to Msap. This assessment program basically is an intensive 5-week course that you take prior to your August admission or your January admission, and you basically are taking accelerated anatomy and physiology and biochemistry. Those 3 classes have just been given to you in a condensed version that you have to take, and you have to do well on the quizzes that are given to you every single week. So you have, and it is online, it is an online course, so you can do it, you know, wherever you have internet access. But basically you have lecture every single day, you have study sessions as well. They give you all of your work the Sunday before starting the program, all the things that you're going to be talking about for that week. You can review it, you can start reviewing it that day or whatever. Then you have lecture. You can see the lectures at your own time, but they tell you to keep a schedule. So you have lecture every single day. Then you also have study groups that you attend. At the end of the week, on usually Sundays, you will have a test on what was covered for that particular week. Now, because this is an accelerated program, they're not teaching you these things. They assume that you already know these things. So it's basically they're giving you the information, they're doing a lecture on it. all the little details, you have to figure all that stuff out, you know, when you're learning the information. So that's one thing that you need to know. It's not a program that's going to really teach you about biochemistry, like the basics of it, or like anatomy or physiology. You have to have some knowledge of it in order to be successful in the program. So you take the test once a week on Sundays. And that is a review of what you did for that week. So you do that for 4 weeks, and then the 5th week you take a 2-hour comprehensive exam over like everything that you talked about and reviewed in the whole duration of the program. You have to have an overall average of a B average to pass the program. There is no curve or anything like that. It is what it is. If you don't pass the program, then you go into an additional program, and you don't have a choice of that. This is just what the path would be. So most people that get invited to this program, it's because they've shown that they have a good knowledge of these subjects, and usually the admission counselor is pretty confident that you'll do okay in the program. Now, as far as the pass rate, there is not a number that is out there, but from what I understand, the pass rate of the program is maybe about 75 to 80% of the people pass the program. The program has proven to be successful though. For the people that pass that program, you are more than prepared for first term med school. And that's why they do this program, because they want to see how prepared you are for first term, because they don't want you to get to first term and be so overwhelmed and not able to handle the workload and drop out, because that affects their numbers. Number one, you know, St. George University is #1 medical school in the Caribbean, and they have a very, very, very good reputation. So this is why they've put these parameters into place, because they want to make sure that they keep that reputation. So yeah, if you do really well in Msap, then you'll more than likely do well in first term and throughout your med school journey if you continue, you know, doing the things that you need to do and not falling off the bandwagon of studying and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you don't do well in Msap and you don't pass, then you will automatically be placed into the Charter Foundations program, which is a semester-long program. So basically it's a 4-month program. Yeah, a 4 full month program pretty much. Like the last one was in January. I actually had a friend that attended it, and it started like January 5th or something like that, and it ended like May 5th. So, and she did very well in the program. She's now a term 1 med student doing awesome. But anyway, so you would go into the Charters Foundation program. Now that program is quite different, because you're going to be spending a whole term doing classes, and basically you'll be taking anatomy and physiology, biochemistry. You also take a cellular biology, and I'm not sure if they do the class still for cell bio or if they just do like the lab. I'm not really sure, but that is a part of the curriculum. Also, you do abnormal psychology, and you also do a learning strategies class. And this is to prep you for term 1, because you need more preparatory than someone that took like the Msap course that I'm taking. But the one thing about the foundations program, if you do get in foundations program, that is not covered under loans, federal loans. So you would have to be able to pay for that yourself. And that's another reason why you want to make sure, if you get invited to Msap program, that you do well in that program, because that program is absolutely free and it's just an assessment program. But Charters Foundation is not free. You have to pay for it. And tuition for spring was like $12,200 and something, but like total tuition, excluding your non-billable items like any miscellaneous things, was about $18,000 for that term. So you would have to, you know, figure out a way to pay for that. But yeah, so that is basically the difference between the two. One is by invitation only. It's a very intense 5-week course of, you know, biochemistry, anatomy, physiology. And then the other one is still a lot of hard work, but it's not as intense as the Msap, and you get a lot more time to get a better foundation, so you'll be prepared for term 1. So that is basic, and one is free. Msap is free, Foundations is not free. So that's another difference between the two. And I think that's about it that I felt was important to explain. If there's something that you guys particularly want to know, just leave it down below in the comment section, and then I can just answer it there. But outside of that, I think that's pretty much it. So once I start the course, I'll probably try to vlog a little bit about it. I don't think I can show anything with SU because then it's like copyright infringement and stuff, and I don't want to get in trouble. So another thing, I wanted to mention to you, as far as studying, you know, for the Msap course, because it is such an intense course, they recommend that you don't work for it. They have had students try to work and they didn't do well. So definitely I'm not going to be working when I take the course. And they tell you that it's going to be about 30 hours a week, 30 to 40 hours a week of studying and prep time. So it is like a full-time job, but I've talked to several people that completed the program, did well in the program, and in order for you to do very well in the program, because you want to, you know, graduate out of the program top of the class, at least I would like to do that, they said it's going to be maybe like 60 hours of study. So, you know, I would have to have some type of schedule to do, so that's what I'm trying to figure out now. At this point, I'm in the process of just reviewing things just to get my mind back refreshed on like the most important things that I need to probably know for biochem and anatomy and physiology. I think anatomy is more like memorization. Physiology, though, I think can be tough because, you know, you have to understand how things work, and that's, you just have to be able to understand how things work. That's all I'll say about that. So, you know, I'm really interested to see how that's gonna go. And then biochem, it's, you know, understanding mechanisms and stuff, and memorization as well. So hopefully, you know, it won't be so bad, but I'm anticipating it's gonna be hard. I'm anticipating that, but I'm ready for it. But yeah, so I just wanted to share with you you know, the difference between the two, and just to give a more, I guess, clarity on it, because I just mentioned it. I really didn't go in depth, so that's what I wanted to do for this video. So I hope that I answered any questions. I hope that this video was helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.